Welcome to your daily dose of why gamers are cool, smart, and basically perfect. Try not to feel too smug. Actually, feel a little smug. You've earned it. A man is bleeding on the side of a North Carolina highway. The person kneeling next to him has never taken a single first aid class in his life. And yet he knows exactly what to do. His name is Paxton Galvanek. In 2007, he was driving with his family when an SUV in front of him flipped 5 times across the highway. While his wife called 911, he ran straight into the wreck. One of the trapped passengers had a hand nearly severed, bleeding badly. Paxton had zero medical training, but he had spent hours playing America's Army, a military simulation where players train as combat medics. So he did exactly what the game had taught him: elevate the limb, apply pressure, stay calm, until a soldier with real medical training arrived and told him one thing: you did everything right. Paxton later said it himself: without that video game, he wouldn't have known where to start. One guy, one accident. But it's not the only time a game quietly changed what happens in the real world. In 2011, researchers at the University of Washington were stuck. They needed to map the 3D structure of an enzyme linked to HIV, something supercomputers couldn't crack. Scientists had failed for over a decade, so they turned the puzzle into a video game called Fold It. No science degree required, just spatial thinking and a competitive streak. Thousands of players logged in, twisting and reshaping a virtual protein, chasing a high score without realizing they were racing toward a scientific breakthrough. They solved it in 3 weeks, after 10 years of failure by professional researchers. The result was accurate enough to be confirmed by X-ray crystallography and published in Nature Structural and Molecular Biology, with the players credited as co-authors. Actual gamers, named in a peer-reviewed paper for helping science understand how the AIDS virus reproduces. Researchers were stunned, so they asked, what else could gamers solve? At Stanford and Carnegie Mellon, scientists built a new game called eTRN-A, this time about designing RNA molecules that could function inside a living cell. Nobody expected untrained players to beat computer algorithms, but some of their designs were later built in real laboratories, and they turned out more stable than the ones engineered by machines. Ordinary people, playing for fun, designing molecules good enough for lab research, not because they understood biochemistry, because years of gaming had trained their brains to see structure and pattern faster than a computer could calculate it. By 2020, doctors were paying attention too. That year, the FDA did something it had never done before. It approved a video game as an actual medical treatment, a prescription. Doctors could now prescribe a game called EndeavorRx to children with ADHD. It wasn't approved on a whim. 5 clinical studies, over 600 children, a randomized trial published in The Lancet. Kids played about 25 minutes a day, several days a week, and after 1 month, roughly a third no longer showed a measurable attention deficit on objective testing. A video game prescribed like medicine for something a generation of parents had been told to limit. And it isn't just brains games have been training. It's precision, reflexes, spatial awareness, skills that translate into real cockpits. Long before flight schools fully trusted digital tools, amateur pilots were already using something anyone with a home computer could run: Microsoft Flight Simulator. It wasn't built as a toy. Aviation experts helped refine its flight models for accuracy. Flight instructors have documented using it as real training, letting future pilots build muscle memory for procedures and emergencies before ever touching a real plane. A man saving a stranger's life because of a war simulator. Scientists publishing research with gamers as co-authors. A children's ADHD treatment you download instead of swallow. Amateur pilots learning to fly one simulated flight at a time. Nobody set out to prove that games are good for you. Researchers, doctors, and ordinary people just kept noticing the same pattern. Give the human brain a purpose disguised as play, and it quietly becomes extraordinary. We spent years being told all those hours on screen were wasted. Turns out, in more places than anyone expected, they were building something. And every so often, without anyone planning it, that something ends up saving a life.
Just play the game. We open another